James Bulger, living in Bootleg, England, was taken by two 10-year-old boys and was mutilated and murdered. The two boys then laid his body on a railroad track with the intention of causing substantial injury, which would cover up what they had done to the child. The murderers were tried and convicted as minors, and the boys have since relocated and given new identities. In 2006, 4 Harlem boys were convicted as juveniles for killing a third-year college student while trying to flee from a robbery attempt. These are just 2 examples of an injustice criminal system. 2 lives were taken on these accounts, and these youths only face some of the consequences. Today, I want to point out the benefits of youth going to an adult prison instead of doing their time in a juvenile correctional facility. Juvenile courts focus on rehabilitation and making a better life once the youth is released from detention. Juvenile courts do not aim to punish, but to guide and treat. From 1987 to 1993, violent crimes, specifically murders, committed by minors began to climb to a startling 65%. Legislation began to question the good of juvenile courts and started to reevaluate the ideas of youth being sentenced as adults. From late 1990s to 2000s, the numbers began to decrease and then surged again in 2003 by 30%. The question that should really be asked is, the juvenile court does justice, or does it continue to allow youth who committed adult crimes to be shielded and protected so they do not have to suffer the same consequences? Well, let's look at the statistics. 30% of offenders end up reoffending again after being released, and 19% reoffend after only being out for 225 days. Whereas the youth who spend time in prison are more likely to see life without parole or longer life sentences to fully face the consequences. In the case of Morris Kent Jr., he was being charged with rape and robbery at the age of 16. Because of his age, he was considered for a juvenile court only facing 5 years since he would age out at the age of 21. 5 years is hardly enough time to fully rehabilitate and be remorseful for his crime. The court, seeing this, decided to try him as an adult and face life in prison. The Justice Department estimates about 10% of all homicides are committed by juveniles under the age of 18. Nearly every year, the FBI arrests more than 33,000 young adults under the age of 18 for other violent crimes. Today, the debate is whether prisons are too harsh of a sentence to be used on youth. But statistics show that harsh sentencing acts as a deterrent to kids who are considering committing crimes. Trying children as adults has coincided with lower rates of juvenile crimes. Light sentences that placed in juvenile courts do not teach kids the lessons they need to learn. Earlier this year, 15-year-old Alyssa Bustamante was convicted for killing her 9-year-old neighbor just to see what it would feel like. She had dug up a grave 4 days previous to the attack. This crime was premeditated, and luckily the courts were able to see that. She pled guilty to a lesser charge and was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole. The Eighth Amendment bans against cruel and unusual punishment, but many people have come to interpret it as charging youth with life to prison with no parole is a violation of the Eighth Amendment. Alyssa was a sophomore in high school when she committed this heinous crime. Can you honestly say that when you were a sophomore, you are incapable of knowing that your actions had consequences? This goes back to the concept of what both of us have learned when we were younger, the difference between right and wrong. Kids today are more sophisticated at a younger age. They understand the implications of violence and how to use violent weapons. It is absurd to argue that a modern child who sees the effect of violence in the news every day does not understand what killing is. The fact is that if a child killer knows how to load and shoot a gun, it is an indicator that they understand what the gun will lead up to. When a crime happens, the first priority should not be in rehabilitating the child, but to figure out what has happened in the first place and prevent it from happening again. Juvenile detention centers want to focus on treating the children, but the real focus should be what made them do this in the first place. Psychologists and defense attorneys want to try to establish the home situation. It shouldn't be dependent on what a child grows up around. It should in fact have the opposite effect. If a child grows up around violence or another family member in prison, well then they should see that everything that they do has a consequence. It should be more of a reason to be faced with a crime rather than an excuse. A lack of morals cannot be fixed in a juvenile detention or in prison, but in prison at least we know that we are safe and away from the people who committed acts that are completely deplorable. As a country, we need to show youth what happens when crimes are committed. We need to show that we are cracking down and that you can't commit a crime and just get a slap on the wrist. There needs to be a solid and consistent approach to dealing with youth who have committed violent crimes and believe that they do not have to face the same consequences because of their age. A crime is a crime. Just because the offender is a youth, it does not mean that a crime was not committed. It does not mean that a victim did not suffer differently as if an adult did the crime. The crime is the same, therefore the consequences should be the same too. Think about it. The poor mother of 2-year-old James Bulger, not only did she lose her son in a horrific way, but also got to see the 2 people who murdered him for fun get to continue on their lives under the protection of the government under new identities. Would you feel that your son's life had been fully vindicated or forever lost in the justice system? A crime is a crime, no matter what the age. Youth who commit violent crimes need to see the inside of a prison and know what they have done, whether they seem young or not. They are old enough to have the notion in their minds and old enough to do the crime. Therefore, they need to do the time to back up their adult